Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about something I'm just thinking. I'm not trying to give anybody encouragement or discouragement or any counseling advice. None of this stuff. It's just a theory of mine, and I could be very, very wrong. I'm just developing. I've said some of these things before and on this topic, but it's basically about this this stage that I see that my experience with people who are cluster Bs, that they seem to be stuck in a stage. A lot of people talk about that, but the stage, what I'm thinking is that part of the stage is what's really bothering them is kind of like what people call your calling. That for them, the same thing. You know, they were probably victim of narcissistic abuse as children, and whatever it was that they felt at the time would be their calling was basically squashed by that narcissistic person, often a parent, you know, or parents, more than one. Could have been school, could have been anything. But they, I feel like in a way they're stuck there, you know, in part, at least, because of that. I could be wrong. But one of the things, the reason I think about this is because something that I've noticed is, you know, to them it might be so buried inside of them that they don't realize that's what it is. But at the same time, maybe it comes out a little bit, like when they're having their fits of rage, is what I've always called them. People call them narcissistic rage these days. But whenever they're having one of those, what I have learned, and this is definitely not a suggestion to anybody else, but what I've learned is to know their squirrel, you know, whatever is distracting to them, and ask them a question like they are the voice of authority on that subject. Like the weather, you know, if they're having, this person, you know, they're having a fit of rage, you know, individual, I just say, oh, I heard there's going to be a storm tomorrow. Did you hear that? And, you know, what kind of storm is it? Something like that. I know it sounds like a person's, you know, being wimpy or something. But no, whenever it's a feeling like they're going to get physical, you know, physically violent, that's what I would resort to. You know, that was in the past. But, yeah, I'm definitely not suggesting anybody do that, because if they figured out, oh boy, that could be 10 times worse. But what I have experienced, yeah, is it's like if the person, I've had this, is having a panic attack. This is what's happened to me. And I redirect my thoughts to something like, for me, adding numbers works. For some people, adding numbers makes it worse. But for me, it was adding numbers. And once I did that, it all calmed down. It started to calm down, you know, redirection. And, but I've noticed that with narcissists is to find the narcissist, even if one of them was a sociopath, I do not doubt he had the disorder. The other one's narcissist. I don't know anybody who's been diagnosed with that. So it's just the narcissistic behaviors. But yeah, you know, to find that squirrel, to use it to ask them a question as like they're a voice of authority, that's always worked for me. And what I'm connecting it with is that this might have been what they truly thought they wanted to be, and when they were a child, what they wanted to be in their future, and it was squashed because, say they had a narcissistic parent, and that parent wanted them to be the hero of the family, or an alcoholic parent, and that parent wanted them to be a hero, the golden child, whatever you want to call it these days. But that parent, it was really what that parent wanted to be themselves, but they couldn't for whatever reason, so they pushed it on their child. Or it might be just something they think that would make the family look good, and that child had a good capabilities or abilities or whatever in that direction. Does that make sense? I said a mouthful, didn't I? Anyway, I'm still developing this. Like I said, read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. Okay, I don't know if I've actually finished making the connection, but I do see a connection. I do wonder if there's a connection, really. That whatever it was they thought they wanted to be when they were a child, thought they wanted to be in their future as an adult, that because of that, it was so squashed that there is so much anger inside of them, deep down inside, because of that. And they were pushed to a direction as an adult, teenager adult, where they feel like they're stuck now. And there's still that deep anger. Now, I'm not asking anybody to feel sorry for a narcissistic type person at all. So don't anybody say that. But yeah, I mean, we were also, victims of narcissistic people. We didn't turn that bad. But maybe, they had it worse. They had it worse. Maybe. Could be. I don't know.